2023 has been an amazing year for me personally and for this channel, so we're doing something a little bit different today for New Year's Eve. This isn't a Football Manager video, so if that's what you're interested in, I'll see you tomorrow when Non-Need to Legend is back. But for the rest of you, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for making this year possible. It's been awesome. I didn't realise how awesome until I sat down and started planning this video and realised everything we've done since this time last year. It's genuinely been mental. So thank you again. And for those of you who are perhaps new or didn't catch it all as it was happening, this is what I'm thanking you for. So 2023 started off with me managing Preston in Non-Need to Legend and ultimately leading them into the Champions League before leaving them for Spurs, which wasn't very popular at the time. Biggest regret of the year, maybe? This was the year I also committed to visiting every team I managed in Non-Need to Legend, so I had to try a butter pie with a gallstone in Preston and find a way to get a ticket for a Spurs game at a reasonable price, and spoilers, that's not possible to do. This was also the year I finally figured out how to do Twitch properly, and it only took around 8 years of streaming to get to that point, so I think that's a bit of a result. The unemployed start journeyman that we did on Twitch back in January got everyone very excited, and we ended up with nearly 5,000 Twitch subs at one point, which allowed me to include some Twitch-related travel in the year too, as well as Non-Need to Legend stuff. So we started that off with a visit to Wales and starting Club Penabont. Resulted in an overnight hospital stay on the way home as a KFC pushed my gallstones over the edge. I did get the gallstones removed later in the year, so we don't have to hear about them constantly throughout this. By the time I actually visited Spurs...
Second goal for Spurs, but in his 72nd minute from number 7, Young Son. I made it to the 81st minute. You should be proud of me.
I'd already won the Champions League with them in Non-Need to Legend and moved on to Barcelona, which meant I got to go there too, which was an incredible experience. What an experience that was. I mean, the football was nothing special, but just the ground, the atmosphere, the whole occasion, the event of the thing. Absolutely would recommend, if you ever get the opportunity to come here for a match, you must come here for a match. I'm super lucky to have had the chance to go to the new camp before it was knocked down, and hopefully the rebuilt version will have some actual leg room for full-length humans.
The barrier is quite snug. I don't really know why it's there. I guess to stop people falling from all the way up here. I'm not going to be leaping up for any goals though. I am trapped in. I've just about wedged my legs in. I've managed to get that one under here. I really pity the person who's going to have to sit here though, because that is in the way and there's just no way my leg goes anywhere else.
I also made a promise to the Twitch chat that if we hit over 4,000 subscribers over there, that I'd go to an MK Dons match in an MK Dons shirt. And I'm still not sure it was worth it, but at least I proved I'm a man of my word. I also got to go somewhere I never thought I'd visit otherwise, Geneva in Switzerland, to visit the next team I managed over on Twitch, Servette, and that was one of the weirdest football atmospheres I've ever experienced. It was definitely, it was worth experiencing.
All that money spent on tickets and travel and none of them are going to be able to see the match because they've gone over the top with a talcum powder. Ridiculous.
20 minutes ago I was worried about being allowed in with a camera. They've just started an actual fire over there now. This is bonkers. An actual flare that was actually on fire. You can see actual smoke, not the coloured stuff that we had before. This is madness, and both sets of fans are absolutely on it. In all of the many hundreds of football matches I've been to over the years, I have never known so much noise be made by such a small group of people. And by this point, the football season was coming to an end and I was running out of time to get all of the matchday vlogs in that I wanted to do. So I lucked out and cheated a bit when my next Non-Need to Legend club, Juventus, drew my next Twitch club, Sporting, in the Europa League. So I got to travel to Turin and become the only man in history to have a good reason for owning and wearing a half and half scarf even if I did chicken out of wearing it to the actual match. I also need to officially award Juventus the prize for best atmosphere at a football match ever. I went to Anfield not long afterwards for a Non-League to Legend vlog with Liverpool, and they weren't as loud and as passionate as the Juventus fans were. Say it quietly, the Liverpool fans will probably be a bit upset about that.
It's quite loud in here.
We then got started on the Saving Man City save here on YouTube, and that was loads of fun. And then I also got to manage Team YouTube against Team TikTok again for the second year running in a charity football match. We don't need to get too bogged down into the result of that match.
Plus the captain, yeah? We'll be straight back on there. Now we got this. A few mistakes, but we got this.
Your keeper's out of goal. He's got outfield without asking you. What are you doing?
Just giving up and going home. My worry is he's taking his shirt off, but he still stood inside the 6-yard box.
Absolutely fantastic play again from TikTok. Blue!
Oh, Danny!
My
he's not even going for it. What a goal there from Blue.
A goal!
Take no responsibility from the moment the goalkeeper was changed without my permission.
It was all my captain Danny Aarons' fault for putting himself in goal, though. We're blaming it all on him. I went to TwitchCon in Paris for the second year in a row too, and got to check that I'm still taller than Zealand. I am. And I also got an excellent Twitch beret. And then it was around this point that I maybe took the Twitch thing a little too far with the infamous workflow for the holiday home save. I'm not sure if that save bombed because you're just all fed up with home, or if it was because it was split between YouTube and Twitch, or maybe it was a little bit of both. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, home is never coming back now. You've made it very clear you don't want any more home ever. And I'll be keeping my YouTube and Twitch saves separate for the time being. I'd been enjoying the matchday vlogging so much earlier in the year that I decided I wanted to take it a step further for the new football season, and I started an FA Cup Winner Stays On series that saw me trying to go to a match in every round of the FA Cup, starting with Wembley and taking in trips to Bearsted in Kent and 2 trips to Southall, who gave me a shirt the second time I went because they were just lovely, and I probably need to do a save of them at some point because they were lovely. Unfortunately, I failed the Winner Stays On challenge because I couldn't get back from my holiday in France in time for the next round, so we'll have to try that again next year and do some proper planning. But I have got proof that I did plan to carry it on. I bought 2 Hampton and Richmond shirts, and they were the team that I was supposed to be going to see in the next round after they knocked out Southall, but the logistics just didn't work. That trip to France, though, did lead to some of the weirdest FM feature reaction videos anyone has ever done, including one from Disneyland Paris. The world really wanted to make sure I didn't book a holiday for September next year. And I've learnt, and I won't. September was also the month I achieved something I'd wanted to do since I was a little kid, and I became an official Guinness World Record holder, setting the world record for the longest gaming marathon for a sports game at over 50 hours. I streamed it all live over on Twitch. There's highlights on this channel of that as well. And probably the most unbelievable thing about all of it was winning the Champions League with Spurs for the second time in 1 calendar year. I didn't make it into the Guinness Book of Records this year, though. Believe me, I have checked, but hopefully I'll be in there next year. And if I am, I then need to figure out a way to show 9-year-old Kev and just absolutely blow his mind that I've made it into the book that we used to get for Christmas every single year. I also qualified for the Twitch Partner Plus program around this time, which is huge for me personally as a self-employed person, because it means for the first time since I went full-time in 2017 that my eggs aren't all in one basket. YouTube could go away tomorrow and I could actually now support myself using just Twitch, and you have no idea how much stress that relieves knowing I've got a fairly sustainable long-term career in place now, especially as this was also the year that editor Chris started working with me full-time for the full year. He basically runs LOLLUJO 2 on his own now, and we've also had Flute join the team as the thumbnail guy, and he makes me look very young in the thumbnails, which I very much appreciate. I even got a proper accountant on retainer this year. For the first time since I started, there are more people than just me relying on my content to put food on their tables. So it is nice knowing that I'm no longer completely at the will of the YouTube algorithm. And then we hit FM24, which has been my biggest launch ever in terms of views, but also work as well. We've released over 150 FM24 videos across the 2 YouTube channels already. I've already streamed nearly 150 hours of FM24 on Twitch as well since it released. In fact, I'm second only to that American guy in terms of English speaking FM24 watch time, and I'm still taller than him, so who's the real winner? I've also had over 5 million views between the 2 YouTube channels since the beta dropped. And we've already gotten started with the matchday vlogs for the new Non-League Legend. We've had trips to Tamworth and Burton already. And I can't wait to see where we end up for the next matchday vlog adventures. We might even end up in Ankara, because 3 clubs into this year's journeyman over on Twitch, and it seems like we're never going to leave the Turkish capital. So I probably have to arrange a trip there at some point. Basically, like I said at the start of the video, it's been a pretty good year. In fact, it has been the single best year of my entire career. I'm including pre-YouTube real jobs in that as well. It's been bonkers. It's taken a really long time to get here, but in 2023, I absolutely lived the dream, and it's all thanks to your support. So genuinely, once again, for about the 10th time in this video, thank you. And now I just need to figure out how to top this next year, which might be easier said than done.